Hey there, awesome physics students. I wanted to do a quick video with some concept questions on cross products. And so I'm going to do some quick examples to give you an idea how to use the right-hand rule. And so let's go ahead and start. First, I want you to visualize if we're taking a vector A and a vector B, and there's some angle between them. Those two vectors A and B define a plane in 3 dimensions, a flat surface. And the cross product A cross B is, of course, going to be perpendicular to that plane. So it's perpendicular to both A and B. The question here is that which way is it? Is it perpendicular like this, or is it perpendicular like that? Well, the way to decide between those two is to use the right-hand rule. So I would encourage you to see, we have a nice video on the right-hand rule. There's also some good illustrations in your textbook. So go ahead and look at those and practice. And then if you need to, you can come back to the rest of this video. I'm just going to be applications of using the right-hand rule. Okay, so let's get going. First question is, what is I hat cross K hat? So take a second to visualize a 3-dimensional XYZ coordinate system. So X will be here, I hat, J hat is here, and K hat is here. And so go ahead and use the right-hand rule, I hat cross K hat. And hopefully, pause the video if you need to. I'm going to give you the answer here. Correct answer is negative J hat, right? So if you take your right hand and align the fingers along I hat and you push it into K hat, your fingers are going to point, your thumb, excuse me, is going to point that way, which is negative J hat direction. Okay. Let's do the next one. What is I hat dot K hat? So again, let's use our coordinate system here. I hat is here, J hat is here, K hat is here. And we're going to take the dot product of I hat and K hat. Remember what we're doing here is we're taking the dot product, that's multiplying the parts of I hat and K hat that are parallel to each other. Well, how much of I hat is parallel to K hat? Well, they're perpendicular to each other. So none of I hat is parallel to K hat. And so the correct answer here is 0. You could also get this from the formula. Remember, A dot B is going to be magnitude of A, magnitude of B times the cosine of the angle between them. Here, the angle between them is 90 degrees. And so I hat dot K hat is going to be magnitude of the first vector, that's 1, times magnitude of the second vector, that's 1, times the cosine of the angle between them, cosine of 90 degrees. Cosine of 90 degrees is 0. So, either way, you're going to get 0. Okay, good. Let's go to the next one. What is J hat cross K hat? Again, let's draw our 3-dimensional coordinate system here. So this is I hat, J hat, K hat. And we want to use the right-hand rule to find J hat cross K hat. Hopefully, and if you need to, you pause it. And you should find, when you do this with the right-hand rule, you should find that it's equal to I hat, right? You're going to take your right-hand fingers, align them along J hat, and push it into K hat. And then your thumb will point along I hat, positive I hat, okay? All right, good. One more question here. What is the magnitude of J hat cross K hat? Well, remember that if I look at the magnitude of A cross B, that's going to be the magnitude of A times the magnitude of B times the sine of the angle between them, right? And this is what we used for torque, right? R cross F. And if we just look at the magnitude only, we don't worry about the direction. Then this is going to magnitude of R, magnitude of F times the sine of the angle between them. That's the equation that we used. So we're just thinking about the magnitude here. So we're just using this equation. In this particular example, J hat has a magnitude of 1. That's the first vector. Second vector also, that's K hat, that has a magnitude of 1. And then we want the sine of the angle between them. The angle between them is 90 degrees. And if you remember from the beginning of the semester when I made you memorize all of those angles and the sine and cosine of those angles, you'll remember that the sine of 90 degrees is also 1. And so the magnitude of this whole thing is 1. And so the correct answer here is 1. All right. All right, good. Hopefully this was helpful to you. Just a quick application of the right-hand rule and a little bit of the dot product. I want to make sure you stay unconfused on the dot product. Uh, and all right, talk to you later. Bye.